Day 5.
Day 5.
And we are already on the road.
On the road again.
This is a 3-day, 3-country situation. So we have 1 day in Luxembourg, and we're gonna do 1 day in Netherlands and 1 day in Belgium, or vice versa, because tonight is the first night that we stay in the same campsite for 2 nights in a row. We had a very loud night because there was a storm going on.
The storm was awesome.
We pitched our tent inside our stand tent thingy. We felt more covered. Morris was struggling with the thunderstorm, but she did pretty well.
She does not like the thunderstorm.
As soon as we're leaving the campsite, a ray of sunshine appears.
It was perfect. Just enough for us to pack up and
Yeah. Zach had to have a nap 2 hours into him being awake.
Someone definitely has a cold.
We just stopped at a gas station. I felt, oh my gosh, last chance to get something from Luxembourg. And I asked the lady, do you sell something here? Because it was like a mini Auchan. Do you sell something here from Luxembourg, or like food? And she didn't understand me. I went with my Google Translate, and the girl guides me someone. And what does she point out, Zach? Mustard. I'm like, no! I came from Dijon with a lot of mustard. I was very disappointed that we're leaving Luxembourg without trying anything from here.
To be fair, there's not a lot that's from here.
Then, as I exit the shop and Zach's in the car, he looks at me, and the car key is in 2 pieces. We have the remote thingy, and then the part of the key. It has this
And you have to have it connected to the key to turn the car on, or else you get anti-theft warnings.
Correct. So things you learn. Come on, Snowberry, you're doing great. We have driven 4 days. Not all the days we've taken the car to visit the town after arriving to the destination. And the average of diesel we are spending is about 21-22 euros a day.
It was the tolls that killed us.
Oh my. The tolls in France.
We paid nearly 100 euros to get through France.
Today we are staying close to Maastricht.
Maastricht.
We are 1 hour away from the campsite, which is, remember, in the Netherlands. We have not decided yet where in Belgium we're gonna come back to. We are currently passing Liège or Liège, and we've arrived to some dodgy area.
Yeah, it's not nearly as pretty as some of the other cities we've been to.
Or the countryside we've passed.
Yep.
Maybe it's just the outskirts of the city. Maybe we don't choose Liège. We are definitely in the Netherlands because it's all about the bikes. There are bike paths everywhere, bike signs everywhere, cyclists everywhere. We have set up camp, let everything dry.
And now we are out the door.
It costed us 2 nights, 75 euros, with the dog included, electricity, showers.
As we get into Maastricht, we learned that one of these bridges that are not the one closest, but the one back a little, was built in the 13th century and is still standing today as the oldest bridge in the country.
You can hear in the background the Trek Festival.
Yes.
It is
The largest food festival in the Netherlands.
Maastricht is famous for the Treaty of Maastricht, signed in 1992, that basically birthed the European Union and the euro currency.
I don't know what this church is, if it's a cathedral church, but it's so cool. And it comes all the way out down this street, and it looks awesome. I want to go that way. Here is another view of the chapel. I'm not sure if it's a church or a cathedral, but I love the architecture here. Brick with the sash windows and the cobblestone roads. It's really just very picturesque. This fella sitting next to me is Pike, P-I-E-K-E. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but he is currently selling cigarettes with his dog to passers-by. Both of them are characters out of a book that was written about life in Maastricht.
And is one of the most beloved and symbolic
Characters?
sculptures of the city.
To give you an idea of what the old center looks like, you can see again the awesome architecture, the cobblestone streets, the shops, very picturesque, almost fairy tale vibe that you get from walking the center. Look at how cool the building is of this petite cafe that has the wood timbers filled in with different layers of bricks. The reason the buildings go out that way is because when they were building them, you're only permitted so much space on the ground. So on their first floor, they would expand it out for extra space in the building.
The center of the city is so cool, and we have just booked a Too Good To Go.
Oh yeah, too good to go,
and
baby.
we hope we can get something yummy, and who knows, maybe even something traditional. We are searching for the place where we're gonna collect a Too Good To Go bag with pastries and bread. Honestly, I am amazed at the amount of people out on a Sunday evening enjoying their lives on terraces.
We're trying to find Too Good To Go. It only gives you a 10-minute window to actually get the thing, and we can't find it. It's not anywhere. After a frantic search, we finally found it. It was a stall, so it didn't have a building. Now let's see what we get. For €5, we got 2 bags full of donuts. God knows what else.
Here I have donuts of many
got
different
donuts.
things inside.
Oh my God.
And here I have more donuts. We are gonna eat one right now, and we've picked this
Holy
guy.
shit.
Let's see what he has inside.
Oh, it's gotta be like a raspberry. It's the best thing ever. Oh. From our Too Good To Go, we got 10 filled donuts.
For 5
For
euros.
€5.
How long do you think we can eat these donuts for? I would say
3 days. These donuts will last at least 3 days. We've got breakfasts, snacks.
As you question our food choices through this trip, listen to these bells. How much are we going to need to walk in the next days to burn all the donuts we have in that bag?
That is nuts.
No, that is donuts.
That is donuts. And we don't throw things away.
Oh no, we save.
Even if it's not in our best interest, we still
Unless it's something that of course it has gone bad. Then we will analyze the situation, then maybe throw it away. We've seen a lot of people with these deep fried balls and they were enjoying them. So we are on the search of something called bitterballen. They serve them in restaurants, but of course we are gonna go cheap and cheerful, and we found a place 6 minutes away. Let's see if we can eat some bitterballen.
How you know you're in the Netherlands? All the bikes.
And all the trust.
They'd all be gone. In Spain, they'd be stolen.
Zach, have you never heard of the saying, a donut a day keeps the doctor away?
I've heard of 2 donuts a day keeps the doctor away.
What about 3 donuts a day keeps the doctor away?
We've been wandering around Maastricht, and we've been seeing everybody with cones full of fried food. Now, we already got 10 donuts, so we figured, why not just go all out, right? Because if you're gonna go big, go big.
Yes.
So we found this fried shop right here that sells fried things in cones, and I got loaded cheese truffle fries and a cone of bitterballen
Yes, the bitterballen.
covered in a specific mayo that they have.
How much was this?
It was €14 for everything.
Is this lunch or dinner with our donuts?
I think this is both. This is probably lunch and dinner, and then we won't have to eat for another week to catch up with all the carbs.
Welcome to another episode of Healthy Food Choices. Today we have bitterballen and fries with a lot of sauce.
With bacon and fries. I actually had ordered truffle, but he handed it to me with bacon, and I was like, that's fine.
We also thought we were getting just bitterballen.
Yeah, but now we have bitterballen, only about 3 of them.
It's okay, we will eat it. I have to try a bitterballen. Someone needs to hold Morris.
There you go.
Bitterballen.
Looks like kind of like a croqueta. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
It's a croqueta. Delicious.
Really hot. Yeah, it's a croquette. We have decided to stop eating.
There's so many fries on
Like,
this.
we are now going back to explore the city. I want to go back to that church cathedral area. I thought that was really cool. I didn't see the front side of it.
Okay.
So it looks like we found, I don't know if it's a cathedral, it looks like a cathedral. It's gotta be a cathedral. And I love how picturesque the bikes are.
Yes.
The cobblestone
The bikes
streets,
that are
the stone chapel.
the bikes that are not connected to anything.
Yes, something that I was reading while we were walking here, because I talk a lot about how I came from a city that old is like 100 years. This city, even with all the old buildings and everything, it still doesn't show exactly how old this city is, because it was built originally by the Romans in 50 BC. So imagine, people have been living here for over 2,000 years. It's absolutely insane. See, even when I'm sick, I'm still a great tour guide.
This place has so much Spanish influence. There's a lot of people speaking in Spanish. We even passed shops that had Spanish music, and I have seen at least 5 or 6 Spanish restaurants in the center. What is happening in Maastricht? Are there a lot of Spanish people living here? Are there a lot of tourists coming here? Do people love Spanish food? The entrance to the
Let's
cathedral,
go.
and he has just found it.
I don't know if it's a cathedral or not, but it's
Yeah,
really
I think
cool.
it is.
Okay.
Are you going in?
Yes.
I'm babysitting. Or dog sitting.
I just got out. It was a 12th century church, refurbished in the 90s, and now it is partially a church, partially a museum. The museum part was closed, I'm assuming, because all I could see was a little entryway. I have not seen so many red flags with stars on them like this since we were in Vietnam. They are everywhere. And I believe they're Michelin stars. However, they sure look like communist Vietnam stars.
I kept seeing across the city these gold plates. And so now I stopped to read it, and it seems like these people were Jewish. It says where they died and when, to honor their lives. They're actually stones by an artist who decided to honor the victims of the Holocaust of World War II by placing a stone in front of the former house of the victim with their name, their date of birth.
After visiting Luxembourg, Maastricht is, in our opinion, much cooler. Luxembourg was,
Very city.
yeah, it didn't have as much, I think, culture as this place does. It didn't have as much life, as much, it wasn't very unique, and it felt very generic.
The streets
Your
were
generic European.
full of, but it was just another town center of a big city.
Exactly.
Whereas, for example, Dijon, Maastricht, Pessenas, they have more
A lot more
encanto.
charm.
That's
Charm
the
is
word.
the word. We are very happy that we stopped here. It's been a hell of a day. Started in a storm. My second flip-flop died. The car key broke. We booked a campsite that didn't allow dogs. Luckily, the guy adjusted for us. And it ended up in a really beautiful city.
Yeah.
Look at that. And cannot forget that we ended up with 10 donuts.